Hail to the king, baby.
Prove me wrong and that'll be great.
Winner, winner, Sheen dinner. Hello, welcome back to The Boring Revolution, your number one news source for everything in regards to The Boring Company. Hope you're all well. Got an interesting news show for you today, and hopefully I'll be following up this video with another one in the next couple of days with some major news, which I might talk a little bit about, but who knows. Okay, let's get into this because I want this to be a short video. Our news roundup. So, as you know, if you watch this channel, maybe you're not watch this channel, maybe you're a first time viewer, you're going to be seeing this particular map illustration quite a lot. This is the current route, number of stations, etc. that are planned for Las Vegas. So it's 81 stations and 68 miles. As you can see, the vast majority of work is taking place in this area here, but I anticipate that there will be a lot more work in this area in the very near future, as in the first 2 quarters of next year. So we're looking at that kind of area. So what has been going on recently over the last sort of 2 months? Well, as you know, we finished the first tunnel for the Westgate Hotel and Casino. They have begun the construction of the second tunnel. That obviously allows bi-directional travel, which is a thing that I've been asking for a long time, because it's all well and good building one tunnel to one destination, but people have to go and come from that destination. So in the future, we're going to see a movement away from single tunnels, and pretty much that is what has been said recently by the Boring Company and local officials in Las Vegas. So we've got the Westgate. We've also got some interesting things going on at the Strat. I believe after they finished doing the second tunnel to the Encore Hotel Casino and the second tunnel to the Resorts World and this current tunnel to the Westgate, they will then look to build a tunnel either up to the Strat or from the Strat down towards Resorts World. I have no idea where they will terminate that tunnel, because potentially it could go all the way down to the airport, but I don't think the tunnel itself will be more than 4 miles long. But I don't have enough information to make a good prediction on that, so all I know is that it looks like the Strat is going to be next. If you enjoy following the Boring Company and finding out what's going on in Las Vegas, I highly recommend that you follow this particular X account, Mikel. So this Mick_Vegas A lot of really good information on this Twitter account, and of course pictures of the amazing sphere in Las Vegas, which on its own would be worth following, but he also does a lot of pictures of the Boring Company sites. Now, as you can see, the Resorts World, the Westgate tunnel here is under construction, the second tunnel, and he posts fairly regularly, so please do follow this person because there's a lot of interesting content and it's up to date and current. As you can see, the tunnel is well underway as of the 22nd, 21st. I think it was more like the 21st of September when this actually started. We have our conveyor belt system. We have our segments being fed in the back. The excavation is set up here for spoil removal. It's all well and good. So we'd hope to see this finished by late to mid-October, but we'll see. I'll put links into that Twitter account in the notes as well. So we have a really, really awesome news article by the Las Vegas Review Journal. In terms of Boring Company stuff, I always read the Las Vegas Review Journal because I think it's quite fair with the Boring Company and its progress. So as you can see, it's talking about going up to the Strat, which links to that previous diagram that I've just shown you. It was written by Mick Ackers, who's also on Twitter. We're following. Elon Musk's Boring Company is planning another Las Vegas loop station that would link to the Las Vegas Convention Center, the underground transportation system that utilizes Tesla Model Model Y, Model 3, Model X vehicles in a point-to-point system that could soon reach the Strat. And that is the stratosphere. That's the large observation tower that's, I'm guessing, about 250, maybe 300 meters tall, something like that. Last month, the Boeing company applied with Clark County for a commercial building permit tied to the Strat station. So all the permits, all the plans are going in for that now. The price of the project is valued at 2.4 million. That will be just for the station. I presume that is a surface station, although I have not seen the plans. I think 2.4 may be possible for an underground station, but I don't have the plans, so I can't tell you. If you do have the plans, if you know how to get plans for these kinds of things, please reach out to me, because I would be absolutely, extremely pleased if you could do that and provide me that information, because I like to look at plans. That's where I've traditionally built my career, is looking at plans and then building them, not assuming what people are going to do based on a random news article. The hope is that the Strat is one of the next Las Vegas lines to come on board. Work is underway on a link to the Westgate and to the Encore, which both have been completed. The first Encore tunnel linking the resort and convention centre is scheduled to open within the first few months of 2024. A trip in the 2,325-foot tunnel is expected to take just 1 minute. So you're obviously getting close to 45-50 miles an hour average for that particular journey. The Encore station is being constructed at the same time as the Westgate station. When the two are open, there will be 3 offshoot tunnels. So Westgate, Encore and Resorts World, so those 3 hotels. Crews will then go back and add 1 more tunnel for each. So I've already speculated about where that Resorts World tunnel is going to go. It's not going to go alongside the existing tunnel. It's going to form almost like a circle, but a very, very poor circle. The actual tunnel that goes alongside the Encore will follow the existing tunnel, and the Westgate tunnel, obviously we can see that it follows the exact route of the existing tunnel that got finished early August, late July. So this is Hill. We'd also like to complete the second tunnel at Resorts World because that matters, Hill said. Then the second tunnel to build to Westgate, and then hopefully next summer we can build a second tunnel to the Wynn Encore. We don't really want these 2 directional single tunnels, and I cannot agree more with that particular thing, because it's just very, very inefficient and potentially a little bit dangerous. All it takes is one mistake with some traffic lights or some guy driving in the wrong direction at the wrong time because he's not paying attention, and you could have a head-on collision. So that's out the window. We're going for dual bore tunnels essentially, and that will increase throughput dramatically, increase safety, and make the system work in a much more time-effective manner. So you should be able to have people arriving and departing every 2 to 3 minutes, if not quicker. Despite the multiple offshoots to nearby resorts, work on the Las Vegas loop hasn't yet started to stretch down the resort corridor. At full build-out, 81 stations would be located up and down the strip in downtown Las Vegas. There's some examples. Once complete, the system will include 68 total miles of tunnels. Why it's not 69 is a real disappointment for me and Elon Musk. The Boeing company has secured various permits and agreements with the city of Las Vegas. We all know that. I'll link this article in the description below. You can read it yourself. There's a lot going on. But we need to know how they link up the convention centre and the Strats. Will they start at the Strat, or will they start somewhere near Resorts World? We don't know yet. We have no plans. If you do have plans, or you know where I can acquire plans, reach out to me in the email provided below, or just reach out to me on YouTube or Twitter. There's also this incredible post by Boeing Company Super Bowl Warren Redlick. Got a little bit too excited, but we do like to see it because it is quite intriguing to watch how people react to this. But I've always thought Warren was maybe a tad bit too bullish on the Boeing company, but I always enjoy his enthusiasm, and I think he's fairly close with these estimates, but maybe a little bit off with the timeline. So we're talking about Boeing company IPO. I think late 2028 is a possibility. Absolutely, I'd love to see it. It would give me some problems because I'd have to think about selling either property or Tesla shares to acquire Boring Company shares in large quantities. I think the 1 trillion market cap by 2030 is a little bit steep. I think it will be closer to 2035 when they achieve that, maybe 2040. It's very difficult. I don't really have enough data to kind of run the numbers, so until I'm absolutely certain that Prufrock 3 or Prufrock 4 can achieve a certain number of meters per day, I can't really come out and make a good estimate like Warren has there. But I think that it will eventually be achieved before 2040. It will have over 10,000 miles of tunnel by 2030, solving traffic problems in many cities. The cities that let the Boring Company operate, some cities will refuse to let the Boring Company come in, and they will be stuck with traffic, and then the public will get upset with them. So it's saying by 2035, Boring will have over 100,000 miles of tunnel. To achieve that, you would need hundreds of TBMs. So again, I think maybe put that back 5 to 10 years, but it's fairly close. I love the Bering Strait project. Warren's quite obsessed with it. I really think it makes a lot of economic sense, making that connection from Russia to China to Alaska, and that would allow very, very fast shipment of freights and people across that particular area, and certainly make things a lot safer for transportation. Prufrock is the next generation tunneling machine. The current iteration of Prufrock, called Prufrock 2, is designed to mine at up to 1 mile per week, so that's just over 200 meters per day, which they're a fair way off at the moment, but I have a feeling they have figured out how to do it, and I'll explain in a moment. Prufrock 3 is designed to be even faster, with the medium-term goal of 1/10 of human walking speed, or 7 miles a day. Now, you know my opinion on this. I'm very skeptical. I believe that the limiting factor when you go over 170, 180 meters per day is maintenance. So you might have an excellent day where you do 200 meters, but then the next day you're going to spend 6, 7, 8 hours, maybe 10 hours maintaining that machine, replacing cutter teeth, replacing cutter blades, all these kinds of things, and it'll just eat up all your time, and then the machine might only do 100 meters that day. So I'm skeptical about 7 miles a week or 1 mile a day. I think that's difficult to achieve unless there's some kind of breakthrough in material science. I don't know. I certainly believe 150, 160 meters per day is doable. Maybe 170 meters per day, but we'll have to wait and see. So here's an interesting point. As a point of reference, less than 20 miles of underground tunnel has been constructed in the United States in 20 years, which is absolutely pathetic. You know, with population growth in America, that's just not going to keep up with things. We'll see what goes on, but definitely look at this post on Twitter and just have a look at how people reacted to it, because it was flipping hilarious. Elon Musk chimed in and said this is actually possible from a technology standpoint, which blew my mind. So maybe Warren is correct, because Elon Musk agrees. But I think the maintenance requirements of pushing a TBM more than 180 meters per day is very, very significant, and I think that is kind of the glass ceiling, as it were, that stops you going above that. But even if you were only able to achieve 100 meters per day, if you had multiple machines, that would equate to a very, very big piece of infrastructure being able to be completed in a short period of time. By far the biggest impediment is getting permits. As you know, my opinion on red tape, on bureaucrats, on planners, they're so slow. They don't want progress. They want to take as much time as possible. They actually enjoy taking that time because they get paid more. So it's just very, very true that we need to speed up the planning process, but I really don't know how you do that unless you actually have like a maximum amount of time it takes to get a permit, and then that way if it goes over that time limit, ultimately you get granted the permit automatically, something along that lines. But yeah, and 1 billion per mile is insane. Okay, just to finish up this video, and then I'm going to move on to another video which will be talking about this particular image. Why am I excited about this image? Very, very excited about this image, because I've noticed something. Now this has popped up recently, and it's like a little mock-up of what they want to achieve. They've completely redesigned the segments. I've been talking about this for almost 3 years, because I think this is the best path forward, and a lot of people disagreed with me, but I will talk about that in a future video. Try and tell me what you think you see here in this image. Why is this segment a different shape? What is the advantage of using that shape of segment? How does that allow you to tunnel faster? Those are the key questions that you need to tell me in the comments below. Okay everyone, thanks for tuning in. As per usual, like and subscribe if you've not already done so, and comment on the video, tell me what you think about all this amazing news. If you've not already done so, follow me on X at BoringProofRock, and consider supporting me on Patreon and our amazing Discord server. All our Patreons, incredibly proactive support by everyone, and it really helps this channel grow. As always, thanks very much. Keep supporting the channel. One love. So, all done guys. Hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you've learned something, and I hope you're just excited about the future of the Boring Company as I am. Remember guys, don't be boring. I'll see you on the next one.
You've got to take big chances in order for the potential for big.